Presidents are but men, whereas I am a god.
I'm Thomas Wrinklesmooth, and after one of my YouTube videos in which I claimed the Bluetooth attracts bees was blocked for misinformation, I started this investigation into censorship and cancel culture. On today's episode, I'll be talking about social media. Please do like and subscribe, guys. Social media. You may remember the innocent early days of being poked on Facebook and rearing virtual chickens in Farmville. Well, social media's come a long way since then, and now scrolling your feed feels more like a poke in the eye, or the ribs, or the ass. And if Farmville was still around, the pigs would be having suicidal thoughts due to body image concerns, the sheep would be incredibly confused by being called sheeple. I mean, is that a step in the right direction if you are a sheep? And the chickens would be pecking at the dead corpse of the anti-vax farmer who died from injecting himself with bleach after reading a post full of misinformation. Sounds like a horrible farm, doesn't it? Not like this one, which is really nice. Real cows. So, joining me now via the Astral Ram realm is social media boss, Zach Jacoboying.
Hi, Thomas. Great to see you.
Thanks for taking the time to speak with me.
Time is meaningless to me. I am just one of an infinite number of Jacoboying avatars that exist within the Astral Ram realm.
Right. Well, I think you've got a lot of explaining to do. Alex Jones, David Icke, Katie Hopkins, Donald Trump, all right-wing, all removed from social media platforms. Why is big tech silencing conservative voices?
Great question, friend. Those individuals were removed for spreading hate and misinformation. We're not silencing anyone, certainly not any political group.
Ha! Oh, right. So I suppose it's just a coincidence that all of the people peddling misinformation happen to be right-wing? I suppose they're all just the type of people who are happy to tell dangerous lies as long as they're profiting from it. I suppose there's something inherently gullible about their followers. Is that it?
In the Astral Ram realm, you can wear a space helmet in the bath. Other features
I mean,
include...
Donald Trump was the actual president of America, and you still silenced him. That's a heck of a lot of power that you've got.
Presidents are but men, whereas I am a god. We simply remove anyone who spreads misinformation.
But come on, that's rather harsh, don't you think? Conspiracists make massive amounts of money from social media and YouTube, and you're cutting off that income just because they're tricking a bunch of gullible idiots? It seems very unfair. And quite stupid from your perspective too, because they spend loads of money on social media advertising and rake in thousands on YouTube. You could make a lot of money from these right-wing conspiracists if you just gave them the chance.
Perhaps a different line of inquiry.
If I were you, I'd actually be promoting these groups, because looking at the figures, that's where you make a lot of your money.
Enough of this.
In fact, the right-wing posts, the conspiracies, these are the ones getting the most engagement, which means more ad revenue for you guys. Sure, remove the odd video now and then to appease the cancel culture mob, but otherwise, promote conservative voices. That's going to make you the most money, and I'm pretty surprised it took me looking at your figures to make you aware of that.
Yes, I was unaware of that. Very interesting new idea you present.
Now, I love the truth as much as the next guy. In fact, a hell of a lot more than the next guy. But even I would say, if a little bit of misinformation gets you a large bit of money, what's the worst that can happen?
Death.
Sorry?
Sometimes it can cause death. A recent example would be the COVID anti-vaxxers, many of whom die or spread the virus to others who die because they believe misinformation. In other cases, if a user becomes too radicalized by an extremist group, this can lead to real-life shootings, which we regret, because a lot of the people being shot are also social media users. We aim to alter our AI so that either the radicalization stops before they reach the murder stage, or we fine-tune it so that they're only inclined to shoot people who don't have a social media account.
Okay, so if you spot one of these dangerous groups on Facebook, I suppose you delete it and, remove all the members?
We just stop recommending the group.
You just...
We don't recommend the group anymore.
Right, well, I suppose you don't want to overreact. Just looking at some notes now, the phrase Pizzagate has come up a lot. Now, what was Pizzagate?
Pizzagate was a conspiracy theory. Some emails had leaked from members of the Democratic Party in which they discussed ordering a pizza. The theory suggests that these were coded messages disguising a pedophile ring.
What? How so? I've got one of the emails here. Could I have a pizza, please? So the code is...
The code is that you substitute the word pizza for little girl.
And then... Jesus! Well, that does change the meaning a hell of a lot, and this was definitely disproven, because once you know the code, this email really does seem worrying.
Yes, it was disproven, but the pizza restaurant was subject to much abuse from believers of the theory. Armed gunmen, threatening phone calls.
Hold on a minute. When Prince Andrew was accused of paedophilia, he claimed that he'd been in a Pizza Express at the time. But if he was using this code, then that means he was in a Little Girl Express.
You're intrigued by the theory. Congratulations! I've signed you up to Facebook. Here are some groups of like-minded people you may be interested in. This way you can get to know them yourself and find out what they really think.
Yes, I suppose that would help my research.
Happy to help, friend.
But before you go, I would just like to say, you are an absolute bastard. One of my videos was removed from YouTube and you are responsible.
There are many cool features in the astral RAM realm.
You are censoring free speech and I am holding you to account.
Hey, check out this crazy filter.
Mother? Join me in the next episode, when this will happen. I am an incredibly intelligent adult, and I can tell when you're lying because you're not remotely convincing. And please do remember to like and subscribe, guys. Comment if you want, but not any stupid comments, alright? Only comment if you're praising this documentary about free speech. I don't want to see anyone disagreeing with me. I actually stand against silencing, thanks, so don't bother. Seriously, I will get those comments removed.